Hi guys, I'm Laurie, Kiwi in Japan, and today I'm doing a video talking about coronavirus in Japan, mainly in regards to how my job as an ALT with the JET program has changed because of coronavirus. I had a request from Anne Camp, who's one of my subscribers, saying, video request, can you do an updated version of your Q&A in the JET program and how COVID has impacted it? I'm not specifically going to talk about coronavirus as a whole in Japan, just specifically in regards to my job and how my job has changed from the impacts of coronavirus. The short answer for this whole thing is not much has changed. Video's done. But not really. There's a lot of small things here and there which have changed, which as a whole kind of makes the whole job different. First of all, I teach English communications, so there's a regular English class where students work through a textbook and they have to meet certain deadlines by certain times. They get homework and they work through the textbook at home. I teach English communications. In English communications, there's lots of group work, talking, listening, not so much on the writing and reading, but more on the listening and speaking, presentation to the class and stuff like that. So with coronavirus, one of my teachers that I work with, one of the Japanese teachers of English, JTEs they're called, Japanese Teacher of English. One of them doesn't want to do any group work, doesn't want to sing songs, doesn't want moving desks or walking around the class and stuff. The other one doesn't care. Nothing's changed. Sometimes we move the desks together, sometimes we're coming up to the front of the class and doing a big presentation and stuff. So it really depends on who your teacher is and what your teacher wants in that regard. So for one of my teachers, English communications has changed a whole lot. It's almost become regular English. We have more of an emphasis on reading and writing, whereas the other teacher, nothing's changed at all. The biggest change, I should have started the video with this. The biggest change is that the number of ALTs in my town has more than halved. So my town has a ton of ALTs, like 70 ALTs, with about 3 to 5 ALTs in every single school. Now we have 1 to 3 ALTs in every school, depending on the size of the school. If it's like a elementary school combined with middle school, those schools usually have 5 ALTs, 3 or 2 teaching in elementary school and then 2 teaching in the middle school section. So ALTs has gone down drastically. So we only have, at my school there's only 2 ALTs and there has been for a very long time. Usually there's 3. So the workload's gone up a little bit, or I feel like it's okay for me personally, but it could be a lot less. We could have one teacher teaching every grade instead of us, me and my coworker swapping between different grades. For some teachers, this has impacted things a lot. For me, I think it's kind of okay. I still manage. Maybe it's more tough for the regular Japanese teachers of English rather than the ALTs, because they have less, I teach English communications, so it's okay. But in the regular English classes, there's less ALT support in those classes, actually assisting in the classroom, which is what they're supposed to do. So that's bad, I guess. We've also had ALTs that previously taught only in elementary, move to middle school, and now be what the hell am I supposed to do? And vice versa, from middle school to elementary school. They've had all this training in teaching elementary school or middle school, and now they're in the opposite one, and they have no training. So it's just sink or swim, and it's difficult. Another thing that's changed is during Kyushoku, which is school lunch, there's now music that plays over the intercom of the whole school. They'll play BTS, they'll play Yonezu Kenshi, they'll play top Japanese songs. I think the reason why they're playing music is so students don't talk during lunchtime when they're taking their masks off to eat. They just sit there and eat quietly, they can listen to the music, and then you can quickly finish your meal and put your mask back on. So music didn't previously play during lunchtime. I think students would talk and they'd move their desks together and stuff, but now it's just everyone's sitting there and eating. So that's changed. I guess one obvious thing is all of the students wear masks, but there's some students that they're naughty boys. So they just ugh, my mask is hot, and they take it off. Teachers keep giving new masks to these students, but they just carry them around and don't put them on. For the most part, everyone wears a mask, with maybe the exception of 3 or 4 naughty boys in different year levels that keep taking them off and keep getting told put them back on. in the staff room, we used to have like open plan, like all of the first grade teacher desks were next to each other. All of the second grade teacher desks were next to each other. It's still like that, but now we've put up these big plastic barriers between each of them. So you can still like tilt your head up and see other teachers. But for the most part, if you've got your head down and you're working, you can't interact with the other teachers so well. But it's just a precautionary measure of coronavirus, I guess. This doesn't really concern me as an ALT, but coronavirus has made it so the school trips aren't as exciting. First grade was supposed to go to a zoo. They ended up just going to a local park. Third grade was supposed to go to Okinawa, like fly to Okinawa. Instead, they just went to Nagasaki. But Nagasaki still, I think they still took Shinkansen or the plane or something, but it's still within mainland Japan. It's not like all the way over in Okinawa. So that's changed, I guess. I mean, yeah, there's also been rare cases of coronavirus being present in some of our schools. Basically what happens here is all of the teachers are given a phone call, all of the parents are let known via email, schools cancel for 2 days. They usually test all of the people that like associated with that student, whether they like sit near the student that contracted the virus, or teachers that like have club activities or have been in those classes. We get like a full detailed report of what which classrooms that student was in, what activities they did in those classes, whether or not the likelihood of spreading was okay. We test the students and the teachers. Everything comes back okay, and school's back on. School's only shut for 2 days, really. Yeah, which seems quite short, really, but there hasn't really been any big gaping problems or spreading so far. I feel like previously, around this time last year when the virus first broke out, school got behind schedule a little bit because students were doing all their online classes and it's not as effective as in the classroom teaching. But they've been fine. I think they've caught up now. I guess this is another problem which is very big for the Japanese teachers of English and Japanese teachers in general, but not so much for ALTs. Not so much for my English communications classes. Another big change was there was no Taiksai or Bunkasai. This is the sports day, the sports festival and the culture festival at the school. There was none of those, which was really sad. They're like the biggest school events of the year, when all of the students go to the school grounds and do lots of races and challenges and like pushing a giant ball and hopping bag races and stuff. It's a very fun day. Everyone has like colored banners and the seniors make like team t-shirts and stuff. So we didn't have sports day. Instead, we just had like one relay race in the afternoon where everyone like had their masks on and then quickly took them off for the race and put them back on. Culture festival, there was nothing. Culture festival's when all of the students like decorate their classrooms, all of the art classes work gets up, all of the woodwork classes work gets up. I decorate the English communications room to show all of the English projects throughout the year. There was none of that, so that was really sad. Maybe there'll be one this year, but like only within the school. Like they won't let parents and visitors come in and look. It will just be like the students checking out everyone else's work. I don't know, maybe not. If parents can't come, what's the point? And I guess one last thing is maybe the school holidays aren't as long as they used to be because some of the classes are still trying to catch up. I might be wrong with that, but I don't know. That doesn't apply to me. It doesn't apply to me being an ALT. When I recorded this video, I was actually live streaming, so you guys should subscribe and stay tuned to me, and maybe you can watch a video like this getting recorded live. I've got Tia BTS fan in the chat, and Tia BTS fan says, do you enjoy your job as an English teacher in Japan? Of course! I love it! It's really wonderful. The students are really, really energetic and really funny. I get lots of support from my city council and the other teachers at my school. I've really settled into a really nice routine. The only thing that can make it better is if I learn the Japanese language and can communicate with people a little bit easier. My dream is to continue teaching in Japan and working in Japan when I finish the JET program. So I gotta learn Japanese. I gotta learn a little bit more about tightening my teaching practice as well. But yes, I love it here. Coronavirus hasn't changed that. I still love it. I don't want to go back to New Zealand. I know New Zealand, where I'm from, has like no coronavirus patients right now. I don't care about that safety. I want to stay in Japan. I love it here. I love the lifestyle. I love it. Anyway, everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope I said everything that relates to me as an ALT and how coronavirus has changed. This is all of the things I could think of. But if you have any just general questions about anything, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to reply to them. Once again, thanks to all of my subscribers, and thanks to all of my members. I have Kiwi members that support me making all of these videos. If people donate to the stream, I'm usually like, what do you want me to make? And I'll make it for you. So please consider becoming a Kiwi member and supporting me, having your name on screen here. You'll get behind the scenes content. You get all sorts of goodies. You get a Kiwi icon next to your name in the comments in the chat when I live stream. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you for the next video of Kiwi in Japan. Leave me a comment. Leave me a like. Leave me a like and subscribe. See you guys next time. All right.